Yo guys, check this out. So I just had the most amazing idea, and I think it can be really good. Okay, so my idea, check this out. So, hold on, so I don't look like a ghost like last time. But anyway, so my idea, check this out. Okay, incredible. I need a sip of water first. Okay. So I was thinking, I was working on my course, and I was sort of thinking about it, and I was thinking about it. I was like, well, so I want to make sure that 100% of this, like, this is 100%. You know what I mean? Like everything I create and record is 100% because I want you guys to see 100% through the glass, to see the habits and things that I develop that get me to where I'm gonna get, right? You know what I mean? So everything I do, I try as much as I can without like getting into like my personal life that no one really cares to hear about. You know what I mean? And if you want to hear about it, trust me, it's not that interesting. So it's not like I'm keeping secrets. But anyway, like I want everything to be like 100% out there. You know what I mean? Like I said, so that you can follow along, or so that in the long run, not just you guys, but me, that we both can look back at these and see the steps and development of how I got to where I'm gonna go. You know what I mean? Like the track record of all of my investments where I put my time into, and so hopefully, like, I mean, it'll be too late for me by that point, but for you could just look back and see, like, oh, he did this, let me try this, let me do this, let me do this. You know what I mean? Like, just pick all the successes out and do your own thing with it. You know what I mean? Rock with it. And I think that's something special. Like, I feel like a lot of times we see things from the top. You know what I mean? We see it from the top down. People have already succeeded in it, and it's not as scary for them because they already have the money, the risk. They've already been through the risk, which makes it less risky for them, or at least they're more confident about it. But for us, it's a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like, we're still working at, I mean, I'm not working at Starbucks anymore, but we're still working like 9-to-5 jobs. You know what I mean? We're still working, or part-time jobs, 20 hours a week. You know what I mean? We don't have all the money in the world. We're developing these, and so it's kind of like, but like looking from that perspective, I think it's also a very beneficial thing. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, well, one of my passions is to obtain all these perspectives and learn about people and their passions and their stories, but it's difficult because, like, How About You is so, like, great to make, but I don't, like, I want to make sure that the quality is right, you know what I mean? So it's very hard to have consistent episodes because that's kind of like my first child, you know what I mean? It's my first thing that I ever really took seriously and put out there, you know what I mean? Since then, I've just been putting, like, I'm producing so many things. I've been doing music, I've been doing this, I've been doing TheLeafDesigner, just so many things in different directions, which I feel like is part of my downfall. Like, I feel like if you get more specific, the more specific you are, the easier it is to collect that audience. Like, even with this, like, I also play Pokemon, you know what I mean? Like, who interested in finance and leadership is also interested in Pokemon? No one, you know what I mean? Like, but that's what I enjoy, and so that's what I want to do, you know what I mean? I want to do what I enjoy. I don't want to hate making content, but be making money. You know what I mean? Or getting views or whatever. I just want to be making content and enjoying it. You know what I mean? So I just want to be 100% about that. But I was thinking about this idea, and I know I said this in the beginning, and then I ran off into a ramble. But alright, so check this out. This is really cool. So I'm from the beginning, and I would assume most of you are too, like most of you guys. So we're starting off sort of on the same plane. Well, I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, I'm one thing that I love to do is start. You know what I mean? Like I think one thing that I'm really good at is putting the fear aside and getting started and going. And I feel like part of the thing that makes that so good or so easy is or for other people, like, or one thing that I noticed that makes it easier for me to just start is whenever I have someone else there supporting me. You know what I mean? Also in it with me. You know what I mean? So I was thinking about it and I was like, well, I like to take risks and I like to learn about people and do all this. Okay, so, but I'm also working on a job that I want to be done with in 4 months. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be making income to where I don't need this job in 4 months and I can start putting my money into, like, real estate or something. Or at least get to the point where I don't need the job, but I still have it just for the extra money. But because basically I want to do that because I want to go. I'm ready to get started. I'm ready to move my life forward and not be bound to a 9-to-5 job. You know what I mean? Well, I guess for me it's 6 to 2:30, but I don't want to be bound by a 6 to 2:30 job. That's half of my day eating away that I could be going to Arizona, I could be going to New York, I could be going to Ireland, I could be going to Europe. You know what I mean? I just want to go everywhere. And I need that freedom. For me, I need the freedom. I cannot be held here. And I'm already starting to go crazy. Like, I'm sitting at this job and I'm seeing these people that have been here for 4 years. I don't want to be here for 4 years. And they've been working for companies after 4 years, and they're fine. Like, they're living they're living a good life by their standard, but they're not living the kind of life that I want to live, which is a life of travel, going everywhere, and not worrying about missing a paycheck. Like, if I miss a paycheck, I don't want to care about it. You know what I mean? It's okay. Well, not only that, but to just be able to throw a paycheck away at a vacation or something, or anything like that. You know what I mean? And then even that, just like retiring, putting money in my children's children. You know what I mean? Like, money should not be a limiting factor. And that's not how I live right now. I'm just sort of kind of pressured because I don't want to be living in my parents' house. You know what I mean? I want to be moved out. I'm gonna feel grown, and I wanna make steps forward in my life. But it's kind of scary whenever you have that monthly payment and you need to pay the bills to be pursuing something. And that's why I'm trying to get this going as fast as I possibly can. But anyway, so I've digressed twice now. We've gone off on a tangent twice now. But so, like, my idea is I was thinking, like, okay, what if I could create something where I could get paid to not necessarily mentor, but be there, you know, with someone, like, sort of hearing the ideas, but like doing research, you know what I mean? Putting passion to putting life into it, keep it pushing forward. I guess being paid to hold people accountable, because to be honest, anyone can do anything, you know what I mean? You don't need school to learn math, you know what I mean? There's tons of books out there. You have Google on your phone, you have YouTube, so many resources, but the teacher is getting paid to hold you accountable, you know what I mean? You know, the teacher could have gone through college. I don't know, man. Like, so I mean, that's the idea, but then it gets deeper than that. There's a larger plan at work. So as I'm doing this, and I'm sort of holding people accountable, and pushing and learning at the same time, people into their passions or the direction that they want to take, or at least helping people find that direction, and set goals towards that direction, you know, stuff like that. So I guess, like, or like one thing that I'm really good at is like setting the goals and staying focused, you know what I mean? Finding out why you're doing something. So I mean, all part of that, just sort of like not even advising on, but indirectly advising, more indirectly putting the momentum into someone to get them going. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. That's what I'd be interested in. But in turn, you know what I mean? Like, I'm getting paid, but then I'm also getting extra paid, because if I build these relationships, these people that are gonna end up being successful in that direction that they go into without me even needing to go into that direction with them, but just give them the shove that they need to start realizing that they have the choice to figure this out themselves. You know what I mean? Give them that shove, and then they take off. Now I have a network. Now I have a piece. Now someone comes to me, I say, hey, I know a guy, and I can send them to them. What I start creating is a network of advisors, and so people can come to whatever this is going to look like, this company or whatever, and with any idea, and I can say, okay, well, I have this guy, and I can set up a meeting, you know what I mean? And it would be like an all-around advisory thing, or not even that, but like a momentum pusher, you know what I mean? Reminding people that they can, you know what I mean, that they have the choice, they have the tools, and they have the resources, but then also showing people how to use those resources, because my big thing is leadership, right? Leadership and creating your own culture, and finances. Okay, finances comes along in there, obviously, because, you know what I mean, you're dealing with people who have passions and are trying to monetize those passions so that they can do those passions forever. A lot of that has to do with, you know what I mean, you got to set yourself up for the future in the first place. So just stuff like Roth IRA, educating on Roth IRA, educating on like where you should put your money right now, how to, you know what I mean, do stuff like that. How to set goals then, which goes along more with the leadership route, or in the leadership direction. Okay, setting goals, doing it, getting the confidence later, you know what I mean, but you have a community of people that are supporting you. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm thinking. But it's hard for me. Like, I could get started. But it's hard for me because, you know, I have this job and then I have this. So if I can start getting paid, you know what I mean? Then I could be something that I could drop my job, have all this time left, still be able to do this that I love, still be able to do music and stuff like that. And at the same time be building this huge network that will turn into this big, big, big community, what I see as the Conversation Project. And this is how I develop this place where we're working into this culture of leadership. Oh my gosh, like this could be something, you know what I mean? I've been trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to do this for a long time? I've been thinking for a really, really long time, okay, how am I going to figure out how to, because I wanted to go into like the children, you know what I mean, the children in like less resource communities, and teach them the culture of this. But I think this is a better way to go, because how can I get people from that area to even be interested in this, you know what I mean? That's something I struggled with a lot. But I start here, I make the income, I have the resources, and then once I go there into that route, I'm thinking like it'll be so much easier to be official in going to schools than just be some guy and going to a school. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, that's what this is about. This is the direction that I'm taking, and I think it's a really good idea. So how is it going to start? Still trying to figure it out, because I can't ask people for, you know, to pay me for whenever I don't, you know what I mean? Because I probably, well, I don't know. It would have to be very, very specific, because, you know, I can work with goals and stuff. I can work with goal setting and putting things together, but I can't teach you how to play the flute. You know what I mean? So if I were to start taking on clients and start building this network, people would have to understand that this is about goal setting and being pushed, so that eventually you don't have to pay me anymore, but you start working for yourself. You know what I mean? That you start figuring it out yourself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to have a client for more than, I think, 5 months. Like, I think less than 5 months. In turn, I have that network, and you know, 5 months of pay, I guess, and you know what I mean, you take off, and then I have that, and then this, but I'm just, like, I need the experience, you know what I mean? I need the experience, I need the drive, and I need to build this network. So, I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm going to start, but it's going to be difficult, and there's definitely going to be some late nights, early mornings, But I think I'm finally starting to sort of put a hand on this idea, how I'm going to go forward with it. Because I've been struggling with that for a long time, for a little while now. I think still the biggest issue is, okay, how do I monetize this? How do I get out of this money hole that I'm in right now, where I'm living from a job, you know what I mean, from paychecks, rather than this passive stream, or I guess with this it wouldn't even be passive, but how do I get paid for doing something that I love, which is learning about other people and stuff like that. And then even then, that would be perfect for my podcast too, because I'd be meeting all these people and learning about their passions and getting them on, and man. But anyway, so that's the plan. I got super excited about this. I hope you are too. And look, like, if you want to get started, I'll put my email in the description, or you can just go to my Instagram, which will also have linked. DM me, email me. I don't know, maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do something, put something to work. I'm gonna have more details. How about this? Like, the first 3 people that email me, 100% free, because I don't want to charge people until I figure this better out. So 100%, if you have an idea and you want to get started, but you're not really sure how to get started, that's my thing. I want to get started, but we're both starting from the ground up. So that's the scare. I'm not rich, I'm not successful, I'm still living in my parents' house, but one thing that I do that I can help you with, and I can do with you, is show you how to know how to take the next step and sort of put yourself in the way of progression, rather than staying stagnant and not doing anything. And I guess the way you could see it is, I had this idea, the podcast How About You, and it was sitting there, and you find, like, you don't know what to use, what the right thing to use is, or what it's gonna look like, or what, you know what I mean, stuff like that, where you're gonna record, and you wait and you wait and you wait. But really, it's once you get started and you start pushing the ball that you start to figure things out. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, you push, I guess it's kind of like if you build a house with cards, the first time you kind of have some ideas on what works, but then it falls. And then you're like, okay, how can I do this better? And then you start seeing what you can do better. And that's the part of it. But you can't learn until you actually start. And I think that's what I can do for you. And I think that's what I'm really good at. So check that out. If you're interested, email me, contact me. Like I said, first 3 people I'm going to do free, because I need the experience and I want to build the network and I want to learn. So check me out. I'll leave a link to my Instagram. You can DM me. I think that's a good idea. Anyway, I'll check you later. Until next time. See ya.